April 1st, 2026. Happy New Year. I got a great story related to current events. How many of you have been through the Straits of Hormuz? Not many, huh? Well, I have. So, this was 2016. I was on the motor vessel Bernard F. Fisher, a Conroe container roll-on roll-off ship that was pre-positioned, that was carrying military cargo. We had left South Korea, headed to Diego Garcia. When we arrived DGAR, we rolled in, dropped anchor, and picked up a unit of Navy security team. All right, squids with guns. They came aboard, got themselves comfortable, and they were ready to rock. From there, we headed north-northwest to the Straits, into the Gulf of Oman, to the Straits of Hormuz. It was nighttime when we transited. When we rolled through, I was on watch. It was night. I can't remember. I think I was 12 to 4 AB. It was night. I could see very rocky, mountainous desert terrain with the oil derricks and the fires on top, off-gassing, I take it. I'm not an oil and gas guy, but you see the oil derricks that have a flame on top. I take it that that's burning off the doggone gas fumes. I could be corrected. Very crazy, all right? Very crazy. Let me switch my... I can't turn my doggone camera around, but here's... I have charts off the ship. Again, you swing up here, right? And then you start going west, southwest, all right? You start making your southwesterly turn down to get into the Persian Gulf, okay? So, transiting through that night, I saw a bunch of cigarette boats, fast boats with no nav lights on, hauling. I'm talking moving 30, 40 knots faster. And I was told by the Navy guys, that they were smuggling. They were smugglers, all right? They were running hashish, alcohol, I'm sure heroin, whatever. They were smuggling goods that was obviously not accepted in those societies there in the Middle East, which the Middle East is a whole nother ballgame. And I've been to a bunch of countries over there. It's very interesting. But again, everybody on our level is trying to do the same fucking thing. Work, provide for their family, and survive and have a little bit of fun time. Okay? But that's, I digress. Let's go back to the story. So, no big deal. Make it through the Straits, go to sleep, wake up the next day to the fucking general alarm going off in the ship. General alarm is when something's going down. I wake up, I go out, I say, what the fuck's going on? Goddamn Iranian guard is rolling up on us with the fast boats. I peek out and I look, I say, holy shit. All the Navy guys are on their posts. They set up little outposts all along from the bow to the stern. Deck-mounted 50s, all that good stuff, right? The Iranian guard made a couple passes, made a couple circles, and they took off. Later that day, I'm on watch. You got doggone chief mate, captain, all of them up there, along with the Navy guys, full battle rattle on, fucking helmets, flak jackets, all that shit. They look kind of fucking goofy in my mind. The captain did, at least. But I didn't say nothing. I'm just doing my deal. I'm just a nasty seaman, you know what I mean? I'm just there, and I'm thinking, God, please get me off this motherfucking ship. Hold on, white trash neighbor. I'm gonna snip his wires to his fucking battery so I don't have to hear his outrageously loud radio. Anyhow, just kidding. We got targets on the radar coming in hot from astern. 35, 40 knots, moving fast up towards us. They come up on us again. Iranian guard in their patrol boats. Looked like a doggone Boston whaler, maybe a 20-foot, 25-foot with a canopy, center console. They had a man on front with a deck-mounted machine gun. This motherfucker was beaming that gun back and forth at everybody, even me. And I'm thinking, please, dude, please, man, come on, brother. I ain't about this shit. Rockets on top of the little center console, guy on the back. I can't really remember, but two of them show up. They're making circles around the ship. The dude on the mounted belt-fed machine gun is just beaming everybody. These Navy guys are itching. The old Master Chief shoots a green flare across the bow of one of them. They got the LRAD going off, and thank God they dispersed. But this was right after, again, early of 2016, the Iranians had captured 2 Navy patrol boats and had held them captive. So this was right after that incident. I'm getting off the ship the next day in Doha, Qatar. I'm praying to the Most High, please let me get off the ship without an international incident. And yeah, he honored my prayers, and I'm sure everybody else's prayers. But I tell you, that was wild. And let me say this, I also dated an Iranian girl around the same time before. She gave me a lot of insight onto the Iranians, the way they view things. They're different. They're a different group of people. I give them a lot of respect. I tell you this much, they're not our enemy. They may be our government's enemy, but I think the government is the, what do you call it? They're the guys that are pushing it, you know? So, all praise the Most High. We don't want smoke. All we want to do is live in peace, and that's everybody around the world. Thank you for listening. Have a good day. Have a good week. Talk to you later.